Although it's obviously a bigger story here than over there, I wondered if people were looking forward eagerly to Prince Andrew, or at least his lawyers, appearing in court tomorrow, or whether they, like our viewers and listeners, think there's not an earthly chance of Prince Andrew facing the music.
Yeah, I think it may be a while before we see Prince Andrew actually appearing in court here in New York City himself. And it's interesting to see that this is one of those stories where we've really watched. I mean, credit to Virginia Giuffre, who has worked tirelessly to fight for some sort of accountability for just a few of Jeffrey Epstein's contacts. I mean, we look at Jeffrey Epstein and the fact that the majority of the people who are in his inner circle have been able to walk free. We don't even talk about them anymore. We don't address them. We don't wonder where they've gone up to. And yet it's people like Ghislaine Maxwell, who, they say is still behind bars, is still working on her case. And when it comes to Prince Andrew, I mean, the fact that his lawyers responded and said, oh, well, they didn't serve the papers to us correctly. I mean, that was laughable, but also completely ridiculous. And it shows you that his team is not worried whatsoever about the possibility of him actually having to get into court, actually having to testify, and actually having to show whether or not he can sweat, because that is going to be the first thing that happens if that day does come for Prince Andrew. But until then, I mean, it feels like the rallying cry to continue to call for accountability for Jeffrey Epstein's associates, it has gotten so minimalized, but I mean, it's still there in some cases.